In today's video, I'm going to share a few of my favorite Wix Studio features, why I like them, and give some more context and background to some of the things that I love about Wix Studio. So this is my website built on Wix Studio, and one of the first things that I want to highlight are these stacks. So stacks are just a way to group elements together, but they help you lay out your sections so much faster. They're very flexible, and I love using stacks. You'll see them all over my website. If you were to look at the different layers and how this website is built, stacks are everywhere. This is a stack here. This is a stack in my heading section. These are stacks. There's stacks all over the place. So let me show you how a stack works really fast. So if I grab this blank section, if I add it, I'm going to go to my add elements. I'm going to add this stack here. And so this is a stack, which means that these elements are grouped together. So I have a heading, a paragraph, and a button, and I can change the layout of these stacks to be horizontal or vertical. But the nice thing is once these are grouped together, I can align them really quickly. So I can add 20 pixels to them so they're spaced evenly. I can align the items. I can add an element to it if I want to. So if I want to add an image here to my stack, I just add it. And then I can do some things to get my stack to look consistent. So I can justify my stack. So if I justify it, now all the elements are the same size, and I can have different ratios here, different spacing. So stacks are awesome. They just make it so easy to create these layouts, these very common layouts that you see all the time on websites. And I love using stacks. And you'll see them here, not just in the quick add, but also in the layout tools. That's exactly what they are. They help you lay out your tools in a way that looks good, gives you pixel perfect spacing, and also gives you flexibility. If I want there to be a bigger gap here with the button, I can change this to 40 pixels and then the rest can be 20. So it gives you a lot of flexibility, super easy to create these stacks and manipulate these stacks to make whatever layouts that you want. So that's the first thing that I want to highlight is stacks are awesome. The next one that I love in Wix Studio is CMS. So Wix CMS and repeaters. These two go together. I've done a lot of videos about these, but this section here is a combination of CMS and repeaters. So I have a repeater here, and that's what houses all these items, but then it's connected to a data set, and the data set is actually powering the different items here. So the two kind of work together. And what a repeater means is that it's going to repeat the same layout across the items automatically, but then you can edit that layout item by item. So like I have different images here, different titles, different buttons, but the layout stays consistent and stays the same. So the CMS is over here on the left-hand side. And if you go into the collections, you can see the information for each of these projects. And there's more information in these projects than what's being shown here on this homepage. You have to actually go into the project page to get the full information. And that's what's really cool about CMS is it allows you to display dynamic content on multiple pages at a time. And it makes it super easy to manage that content going forward. So if I ever want to add a new project to this, I just have to do it here on the back end, and it will copy the same exact design here on the front end. Same with these testimonials. If I ever want to add one, it'll just add into the same exact layout, be perfectly designed how I want it, and then I just manage it here on the back end. And I can manage CMS here in my editor or in my website dashboard. And I love using Wix CMS. It's not as powerful in some ways as some of the other CMSs out there. It doesn't have things like conditional fields, and there's some other things to it that that are still needed, but it's very, very flexible, and that's what I loved. You can connect it to any page. You can connect it to almost any element, and I love that you don't have to work within these kind of clunky pre-existing elements. You can be very creative and flexible with how you use it. The other thing that I wanted to show is where the repeaters are in the elements here. So in the quick add, they have a repeater here. Also in the layout tools, you can find repeaters here. They have a few different options. But repeaters and CMS go hand in hand. If you want to display your different items dynamically, you want to use repeaters because they both have the same item structure, and it allows you to manage them in a way that makes a lot of sense. The next thing that I love about Wix Studio is the Wix forms. So here is a form on my website, a simple contact form, but I love the Wix form builder. It's very powerful, very simple, and one of the best features of Wix Studio. So if you open up this form, you'll see that you have a lot of options to build these forms. And it's really simple. It's just drag and drop. If I want to add this birthday field, I just click it, and then I have to set the settings, but I can drag this anywhere I want on the form, and it's going to populate. And there's so many different options. So you have contacts, which is just like the basic contact information. You can customize your answers here with some general fields. They have a star rating, a signature field, a file upload, choices, so drop downs, multi-choice, dates and time. You can integrate it with Wix bookings for scheduling, payments, buttons, header and text, and you can build multi-page forms and add rules. And then on top of that, not only do you get this nice form builder here that you can build and do all the things that you need to, you get the automations. So you can come in here and set automations, and you can see for this one form right here, I have 3 automations happening. So you have the automation backend as well. And this is where Wix kind of separates itself from a lot of the other builders that are out there. The forms in particular in Wix Studio are very powerful. For some of the other builders out there, they don't have as much flexibility. So you're getting a really good, robust, advanced form builder here that can do a lot of heavy lifting. And then you get the automations on the back end. And I just love Wix Forms. It's awesome. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you has to do with Wix Forms because it's a Wix business solution. And that's the other thing that I love about Wix Studio. So inside of here, if you go to my business, you'll see that I'm using Wix bookings, I'm using Wix blog, I'm using Wix members area, Wix FAQ, Pro Gallery. So I'm using several of these Wix business solutions together. And that's what makes the Wix ecosystem so strong, is that you can get a lot of these tools out of the box. So if I go to find more apps, you'll see there's things for restaurants. There's a place to sell packages and subscriptions, online programs. They have a chat, portfolio. And this is where you can connect all these systems natively because they're the Wix business solutions and they work flawlessly together. Love the Wix business solutions, and kind of tacking onto that on the back end here. These aren't necessarily Wix business solutions, but this backend has so many things that you get as well. They have an AI agent section. They have in the side of this, there's a place you can do invoices inside of your payments. They have analytics where you can check traffic and everything. They have automations. I've already talked about automations a little bit, but pretty powerful automation builder. You can manage CMS here. So you get so many things here. You have a marketing suite out of the box from Wix that you don't necessarily get from the other website builders. And that's one of the reasons I really love it, is it has everything you would need as a small business owner to get started. And then if you need to connect other third-party apps, you can. They have a whole app market here that allows you to do that. But you just get so much value, and it all works flawlessly, like I said. It works so well together because it's all within their own ecosystem. So those are some of the things that I love about Wix Studio. They make building websites so much easier and faster when you can use stacks, when you can use repeaters, when you can use CMS. And then on the practical side of things, to manage your website after it's built, that's where you have the Wix business solutions, and you have CMS, the content management system, so you can make all the changes that you need to dynamically, and you have everything that you would need to be successful. So those are a few of my favorite features. If you have a favorite feature, let me know in the comments. There's a lot to like about Wix. It's not perfect. No website builder is. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. Wix has some weaknesses just as much as it has strengths. But those are some of the things that I really gravitate towards. And that's why I like the platform as a whole. So that's what I have for today's video, and I will see you in the next video.